Hi, how's it going? I'm Marlene. Thanks for wandering by. So today I'm here with a VR to Janaki of Catamancy Tarot, who did a super fun tag called hashtag it's tarot skincare routine. And I've been wanting to I'm doing this one first, but I've been wanting to do another tag that Janaki created. I've been really enjoying the tags that she's made because I feel like they're a way of not just getting to know what the person thinks about the tarot deck or oracle deck that we're talking about, but it also gives you, it lets you get to know the content creator, the person who's making the video. And so I like that because I think it's fun. I mean, I love hearing about decks, but I like getting to know people too. So that's been fun. And I've been loving hearing all this stuff about everybody's skincare routine. So I'll leave Janaki's original video in a link to it in the description box below. I've also watched Krista's, I've watched Julie at Peekaboo Rose, and it's been super fun. So before I get into the whole thing, I just want to say, in terms of skincare, I have combination skin, but it really is mostly oily skin. So most of my skincare kind of helps to combat that. I've not been a person who's dealt with a lot of acne. It's just, I'll get acne or pimples around my period, always have since I was a preteen. But I've been on again, off again with skincare routines in my life. And also I live in South Florida, so it's I've got sun damaged skin for sure, especially now as I'm getting older. So I've been kind of trying to pay attention to that, but I come from a generation where we were literally slathering on, practically baby oil, when I was a kid, outside, a teenager to get sun. So taking care of your skin really became something later. And I used, I think Julie was talking about this too. I'm also from a generation that was fully using the most abrasive, cleansers, apricot scrub from St. Ives, and those things still exist. And I still like them. But anyway, now that, so this whole journey with skincare routine is kind of come back up in my life again because of my daughter, who's now entering into, her tween, preteen years, where washing your face and hygiene and all this stuff is more at the forefront. And so she's, not really that into it yet, but we've been discussing. So anyway, all that to say that these products are for the most part what you can find at your local drugstore or Target here in the US. And I believe one of the lines that I'm going to show you is available in Canada and the UK as well. And then I also have, and it's available online. So yeah, and it's relatively affordable, one of them. And then there's another thing that I use that was a birthday gift kind of spendy product. So there's not that much variation in the products that I use or the brands of the products that I use. And it's definitely not K-beauty. So anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and begin the tarot skincare routine. Okay, so the first prompt, I'll read the prompt for the decks after I show you the product. So the first prompt is about cleansing, the double cleanse. So I actually do double cleanse now. And like I said, my skincare routine has changed over the years, many times, and I'm not really good at keeping up with it. But recently, I have been. So that's why I'm keen to discuss it. So this is a brand called Bioma, and this is the line that I really enjoy. It is relatively affordable, and you can get it at Target, I think like Sephora, Ulta Beauty, and other like drugstores. And Target is, Target is a go-to kind of a place. So this is the Creamy Jelly Cleanser. It has licorice root and green tea tri-ceramide complex. I'm going to tell you right now, I am not like Johnny. Johnny was like, man, she knew all of the ingredients, all the stuff, what it does, etc., etc. I just honestly like, I get somebody that I trust to recommend things to me, and then I kind of like zone out if they start talking about like ingredients and stuff. And then for me, what matters most is like how it feels on my skin, and when I'm using it, and how it feels afterwards. Like really, that's kind of it. I'm so bad about paying attention to like what's in things. I just like, give me a recommendation. And this whole line was recommended by my sister, who she's just like in the know. She knows these things. So this has been really good. This is like my nighttime kind of routine. And then after I wash, with soap and with this cleanser and water, then I use, and I've been using micellar water as like kind of like a makeup remover, like an extra step makeup remover after the cleanser with water part. So, grab one of those little, like pad thingies, and this is the one that I like the best. I've used different of the Garnier micellar cleansing waters, but so this is Garnier Skin Active Micellar Cleansing Water, and this is for it's good for oily skin. That's why I got this one, and it really helps remove, so this is like my after a work day removing makeup kind of cleansing. So yeah, so those are my cleansers. And now let me show you the decks that go along with this. So the prompt here to match our tarot with our cleanser is a pair of decks that help you cleanse your energy at the end of the day. So I'm not usually somebody who like pulls cards before bedtime, or if I do that, it's infrequent. Like I just am always like changing my particular tarot routines. But actually, as of, the last week or so, these are the two decks that I've been using in the evening and paired together before I go to bed. So 1 and 1. So this is the Voyager Tarot. I just recently showed this deck because it was one of the decks that my jar of prompts picked for me to use this month. And it's a deck to get lost in. That was the prompt for this that made me pick this one. And I absolutely have been. And I actually really kind of enjoy this, this Granddaddy collage deck. I haven't, like I said, just this past week have been kind of getting into it, but I've been enjoying it at nighttime. I feel like, I don't know, it's got something about it that feels like, just really like super mystical, and the Sacred Earth Oracle. So yeah, these are kind of calming before bedtime, cards. So this is the Sacred Earth Oracle. And why do I have things upside down? Jeez. This is a really beautiful deck, and it pairs so nicely here with the Voyager Tarot. Let me show you them side by side. Yeah, so this is the cleansing. I guess the idea is, for me, like if the decks are happening before bedtime, it feels like a cleanse. Because my routine is I get home from work, and everybody that's home, husband, kid, dog, needs my attention. And of course, all I want to do is just like go unwind by myself. Ooh, sorry, my pup is growling if you heard him, because there's folks walking by outside. Anyway, I want to refresh and cleanse myself, and I've with this like nighttime routine, I've been able to do it. Sorry for the upside down. Let me turn that right side up. Anyway, I've been able to do that. I've been able to like, you know, wash my face and then go relax. I usually like to read at night. That's more of my cleansing kind of nighttime routine than tarot. But like one card from each of these, that's a really good match, right? Ready but waiting. The Three of Worlds. So the worlds would be the pentacles and it's nurturing. Ooh, yeah, that sounds like the kind of nighttime routine that I need. So yeah, so that's the Sacred Earth Oracle and the Voyager Tarot, my cleansing decks. Okay, so the next skincare item that we're talking about is the exfoliator. So I do not have anything that I use that's exfoliating my face right now. Like I said, I used to be into those scrubs back in the day, that apricot scrub. You guys know what I'm talking about. Maybe if I find a picture, I'll put it up on screen. And also that, like, is it Noxema or Neutrogena? Like all of those. Anyway, but exfoliating my skin, like when I'm washing my body, I've been really into these Tree Hut Shea sugar scrubs that are like delicious smelling. This is a new one. So we got the one that I really, really love. I think it's like coconut and lime. And for me, anything that's like citrus and like tropical, that's usually my go-to kind of scent and smell, is anything that's like orange, lime, lemon, you know, especially lime and orange. Those are my favorites. Anyway, but my daughter talked me into trying out the watermelon, and I haven't been using it as much as I ran out of the other one, and then she talked me into getting this one. It does smell like really yummy, but I don't know, for whatever reason, it doesn't smell as yummy or feel as good as the other one. So it's still really kind of full, because the other one I was definitely using a lot more, like taking bubble baths, listening to my audiobook when I'm in the bath, and like scrubbing the body. Anyway, so yeah, so that, you know, for my exfoliator, this is what we got, the Tree Hut watermelon. The whole line of Tree Hut is really yummy. Okay, so yeah, let me show you the deck portion now. Okay, so now here we have a deck that can be abrasive, but helps you peel things back to reveal new growth. And if you guys were here at all on my channel last year in 2024, you'll know that the Ferric Pinter Tarot became like such an important deck to me towards the end of the year. This deck it's kind of pinchy, right? It's pokey, pinchy, owie. There's just something about the artwork that is a little bit like in your face. It seems like it would be like kind of soft and romantic, but it has like such an edge to it. Look at this star card. This deck it's just so good. And there's some, like I had avoided using this deck for a while because I felt like it was a little bit even scary. It has a sense of humor too, but anyway, what I'm getting at is there's some cards that are just really kind of like abrasive, confronting. I don't know if we'll get to it, but the Eight of Swords, which is my birth card, is one of those kind of cards. Look at this tower. But this deck really, I mean, that's been its kind of way. Here, look at this Five of Swords. Yeah, for sure. This deck it's kind of like haunting in a way. It can be like confronting, abrasive, kind of like in your face. but it really reveals, you know, it really, oh, look at that, lovers. It really reveals things. That's kind of, you know, why I thought of this deck in this particular prompt. And I have loved it so much. This deck is so good. It really, oh, there it is. See, look at this Eight of Swords. Oh my God, like that just, it even gives me kind of like goosebumps just looking at it right now. It's very in your face and kind of scary. I mean, I think maybe it's a little more haunting than abrasive. But anyway, yeah, the Ferric Pinter Tarot, this guy has been a really wonderful deck for me, but it does have that kind of edge to it, you know, and it does peel back those layers. It is an exfoliator. All right, moving on. Okay, next up we have toners. So I confess, I really don't know a lot about like what makes something a toner, except that it says toner on the actual product. Like I said, I've gotten most of my skincare comes from like being influenced or something was recommended to me, and I don't really pay attention much to like the specifics about it. Like I pay more attention to how it feels on me and how it feels, you know, what I see in terms of a difference that it's making in my skin. This Bioma, I've been using this now, I mean, for a little while. So I've definitely seen and felt a difference in my skin. The Bioma, so this is the hydrating milky toner. I think they have a couple different cleansers, a couple different toners. And this one, it's like a little goes a long way, and it's really refreshing, and it doesn't feel, I don't know, I don't like toners that feel like either too harsh or too like not there at all. So this one is, you know, kind of right in the middle. So we have, I can't even read what's on here. But it's, you know, one of those milky toners, and just like literally just like a couple of drops will do ya. And so I, you know, this is part of my nighttime routine. Put this on after the cleansers, and then, you know, and before the moisturizer. This is a toner, like a spray toner that I've had for quite a while. It's Kopari. I think I had I used to have these like subscription, like these makeup subscriptions, and this was one of the things that I got from it. And it's been around for a while, and mostly so it's Kopari Coconut Rose Toner. And it is something that I'll usually spray. So like in the summer, like now here, spring and summer, we start spending most of our time in the pool on the weekends. And after we get out of the pool and shower, I like to spray this instead of doing like a whole like kind of this kind of thing. I just spray this kind of thing to keep my face hydrated. After being outside all day. So that's usually, this feels like a summer toner. I don't know if that makes sense. But yeah, those are my two toners. And so the deck that I picked to go with my toners and to answer this prompt is a refreshing deck that helps you feel balanced. And so, God, there were so many decks that, because tarot in general just balances me in my life. Like, it's just such a huge part of who I am and what I do and what helps me get like centered and balanced and okay. But I picked the Zodiac Tarot, and to show you today because, well, I didn't show this deck off. I've edged mine in black here, the backs. I didn't show this deck off when I was talking about the decans and the new Zodiac. I think I have it. Yep, I do. I have them. I have it in order by decans. Do I really? That's so funny. And then I have all of the court cards here at the front. Yeah. Well, in any case, I love this deck. I used it a lot, kind of as altar cards, not so much as like with readings, but sometimes with readings last year. But I love it because it has all of the astrological information on the card, but it is a very RWS deck. So it's really a balance of my, astrology and tarot, and it's awesome that way. So these are all the court cards. Let me get past those, and then I probably have yeah, the aces. So then I have it divided up by the aces. So then you can see, like, the court card, it'll tell you, it doesn't have the astrology. It has, on the court card, it has the elements, right? And then on the aces, this is all of the astrological signs that covers. So the wands, we have Aries. These are all the fire signs. Oh, so it's not the decan that it covers. These are just the fire signs, because we have Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And then, yeah, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. Then we have Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. That's interesting because the ace on the decan wheel, anyway, I'm starting to talk about decans and I shouldn't have done that. But anyway, on the decan wheel, the aces and the pages or princesses, they cover an entire season. So interesting. And then for the cups, we have Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, your water. And then I guess I must have some majors. I don't know what I got going on here. I don't know. I think I do have it a little bit out of order in some places too. But it's essentially a Rider-Waite-Smith with the astrology on it. But this is for sure the decans. So we have, you know, Venus in Scorpio. Yeah, the Seven of Cups. Mercury in Cancer. Mars in Aries. Yeah, Sun in Scorpio for the Six of Cups. So these aren't in order. I just had the court cards outside. Anyway, this is a great little deck. I mean, it makes me feel balanced because it's got, you know, two of my favorite things, the tarot with its, you know, astrology on it. So yeah, the Zodiac Tarot Toner. So the next skincare product that Janaki listed is an essence, and I don't think I really understand necessarily what an essence is. So I think I grabbed what fits the bill the most, and I'm introducing to you another brand that, and so this is a little bit more on the spendy side. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's Typology Paris is the brand, and I was influenced by a YouTuber who's like a commentary YouTuber that was talking about Typology Paris and also had like a code or whatever. And I got this Hydrolet. So this is the organic Orange Blossoms Hydrolet that I got for free when I used her code and got something else, which I'll be showing you the other parts and pieces of this. This is amazing stuff, like amazing. And I'm already more than halfway through. It smells like orange blossoms. I mean, oh my God, it is delicious. I would just consistently put this on my face just so I could smell the orange blossoms, because it's like one of my favorite fragrances ever. And anyway, it's also kind of magical to me, orange blossoms are. But in any case, this is what I use in the morning. So instead of doing the whole like cleanser, toner, like that big giant routine, I wash my face with, or I just like use this Hydrolet before I put makeup on work days, you know? So, cause otherwise I don't like to wear makeup unless I'm going to work. So yeah, it is, yeah, you're gonna see more from this brand, Typology. I can't recommend it more highly. This feels so good on the skin, and it really feels hydrating and like lovely, just like a lovely experience of smell and everything, and it's really been wonderful for my skin. So yeah, so that's my essence. Now let me show you the deck. So the prompt says, a deck that injects a potent dose of nature into your practice. So I had to pick flowers. I had to pick flowers, and I do have, I don't have like an abundance of plant decks. I do have probably more animal decks than I have plant decks, but I wanted to try to keep everything here to, mass market decks. I've been trying to do that more frequently, just like to show off more mass market decks to you guys. But anyway, the language of the flowers, man, I've had this deck. I edged mine in this like purple to match the backs. I have had this Oracle deck for a long time. I love it. It is super versatile. I love this artwork. I love the flowers. I really enjoy that it has a keyword and the name of the flower on it. This has done me so well for like creative writing projects. For whatever reason, it just seems to like want to inspire creative writing. And yeah, I dig it. I dig the other, the Night Flowers one by the same creator. Yeah, I love it. I had to pick a flower one to go with my flower essence. It's so pretty. It's super pretty. And I also really like photographic, nature decks that are photographic. I was gonna pick one of those, but I've shown those off so much. Oh, red tulip. Okay, we'll end there with the red tulip. So yeah, that's, a great flower oracle that has both keywords and the flower, and also the guidebook talks about, that particular flower and things about it, which is fun. So the language of the flowers. Okay, I'm so excited to talk more about typology, but let me explain. So this is the serums and targeted care. So this is makeup, but it is tinted skincare essentially. So I was telling you that I got that Hydrolit, right? The orange blossom Hydrolit as part free because I purchased the tinted trio, and I have the third component of this tinted trio is going to come up in another in another section. But this is like essentially my skincare and makeup like all in one. And so this has become literally these three pieces is basically my entire makeup routine with a little bit of mascara sometimes. So let me start with the serum. So this is the tinted serum. It is, honestly, I'm thinking, because the color sometimes is a little bit dark for me, but now here in the summer, my skin is gonna tan more. So, but this has vitamin C and aloe vera, and it's got the, I won't take it out now, but it's one of the little medicine droppers. Literally, this is my foundation. I no longer use powders. I no longer use like anything else. This is my one-step kind of thing. So that is the serum. And then in terms of targeted care, so this is for my lips, and it is the tinted lip oil, and I want to collect them all from this brand, but this is the one that I got, and it is the black cherry. Oh my gosh, this is so nourishing. I'll show you what it looks like on my hand, if you can see. Like, it lasts so long, and it is so, it feels so good, and it really helps out my lips. I don't really get like super chapped lips or anything like that, but they do dry out on occasion. But this is just like all I need, and it really finishes like the look, like the everyday makeup look. So yeah, so Typology Paris, the tinted skincare line is fabulous. So now let me go ahead and get into the deck portion. Okay, so we have, for the prompt, a deck that helps you explore a targeted issue in your life. And sorry, I still have stuff on my skin. Okay, on my hands. So this is the Nicoletta Ciccoli Tarot. I won't spend too much time talking about it because I feel like I've talked about this deck so much. Here are the backs. This deck is like the deck that I go to deal with any kind of trauma, like literally any kind of trauma, from my younger days to like current things that trigger me. It is what helps me like deal with like innocence lost, essentially, like what it means to like know what you know about the world and how people are. And yeah, like it, I mean, I guess it helps me through like my cynicism and pessimism, and deal with things, you know, that are really, really traumatic and difficult. I hate throwing around those words like trigger and trauma and stuff like that that are so prevalent right now. But they are, you know, appropriate. It's an appropriate, you know, thing. This deck is beautiful. And I thought that it was going to be too painful to go, like to, you know, go through, like to reveal stuff about myself with, but it's actually been a wonderful hand-holding kind of deck when dealing with things that are really difficult. Yeah, and it's, oh my God, it's really sad. Like, you know, it's really things that are sad to deal with, and painful memories, and just also just like this, the bleakness sometimes that you can feel of like, you know, humanity when you're kind of losing faith in, you know, whether or not there is goodness in the world. Anyway, yeah, and that's a deck that really kind of helps me target that particular idea of like, you know, the past, and into the present and going ahead into the future, obviously. But yeah, that's a very targeted deck that I pull for those like kind of specific things. So the Nicoletta Ciccoli Tarot. Okay, the next category are masks. And I don't have any product to show you because my daughter and I really love to use masks. It's kind of like a mommy-daughter, like kind of fun spa, you know, in-home spa treatments that we do together. And I need to get some more, but the ones, I'll put up a picture for you. I think it's Garnier. Or Biore, but we get them at the local drugstore. And the ones that we usually like are the charcoal masks that are peel off. I also like the wash off charcoal masks, but the charcoal ones are my favorite ones. So that's the masks. Yeah, so I just had the picture up, but let's show you the deck. So the deck that matches this particular, prompt is a meditative deck that helps you relax. And so I grabbed another mass market deck. These are all mass market. Is the Messages from the Light meditation deck. So it literally is it is what it says it on the box, right? It is a meditation deck. And I have actually mostly use this as an oracle, but it is, yeah, I mean, I can see definitely using these for meditation. This deck is a little bit woo, but I love the colors. I love that it's like this like soft cream color, not stark white, but it is the type of image that you can just sort of like kind of path work into. And it has this very big, expansive, you know, keyword. That's from the cover art. But yeah, I mean, it's, you know, meditative. And I believe that the guidebook gives you meditative practices. Look, here we go. Meditation. Let me look in the guidebook really quick so I can show you what it's got to say. Maybe it doesn't. I confess, I don't really get into the guidebook. But here we go. Meditation. No, it really doesn't. Sit. Let all the ripples within your mental, emotional, and physical bodies ease away. To introduce a new pattern, assume a higher vibration, or expand your bandwidth, you must first quiet the old forms. Okay, I kind of have no idea what half of that is supposed to mean, but like, yeah, it's meditative, and that's fine. Grounding, family, some of them, you know, initiation. These are just really pretty cards too. I like them for, you know, just as an oracle, but I think you can definitely use this for meditative purposes. Oh, Love, I think that might be my favorite one. So yeah, messages from the light meditation deck to go along. Okay, so next up we have eye cream. And I used to have other eye creams. I was never really good about remembering to put on eye creams like at night before bed. I was really bad about that. So this is why I really love this whole tinted skincare line from Typology. And like, I'm not sponsored at all. And I'm really not trying to sell you anything. Like, I just want to, you know, we're just sharing here. Anyway, the Typology, so this is the part of these, right? This whole line, the tinted trio. This is the tinted trio with your serum. That's like your kind of foundation, and it's got the lip oil, and then it has the concealer. So this doubles as a concealer and eye cream, and it's got stuff in it. It's like hydrolyte and caffeine and stuff that's good for your eyes, I guess. But so I am like always on the search for a good concealer for under my eyes, because I have dark circles and it's hereditary. It is, it didn't just happen in my, older age here. I have had dark circles under my eyes. I mean, I could have put this in the targeted areas portion as well, because I've been dealing with like covering the dark circles under my eyes since I was a kid, and it helps now wearing glasses because it kind of hides the dark circles. But like, I have spent half my life with people asking me like, are you okay? Are you tired? Because I have dark circles under my eyes. I'm like, no, I'm not tired. I'm good. And people always thinking that like something's wrong with me, because if I'm not wearing makeup to cover up the dark circles, it's just, it looks like, sometimes literally looks like I have like a, a black eye. But in any case, this is one of the first concealers that has really done a very good job of concealing the dark circles, and also like it helps with puffiness and things like that, and aging, etc. So yeah, I'm a big fan of this whole Typology line, but they're the tinted skincare, and this is the medium color, and I wish they had like something in between the color before this and this one, both for this, because it's a little, well, this one's good, this one's good, but this is like just a smidge little too dark. I want, color matching is so hard to do. But in any case, Typology tinted eye concealer for my eye cream. Now let me show you the deck. Okay, so the prompt is a deck that makes you feel youthful, and I grabbed the Medieval Mischief Tarot because this is such a cheeky little deck. Like, I mean, if you can just even look at the cover art here with the little cheekies being cheeky. This is a black and white deck. It has like maybe a little teeny tiny bit of color, but this makes me feel youthful, like, and I'm not talking like little kid youthful, more like teenager, young adult youthful. It is so cheeky and kind of weird and funky, and I dig that about it quite a bit. It has these like kind of like these elongated figures and these kind of cheeky characters. I like it. This is a deck that I would probably use more if it wasn't such a pain to shuffle. And also I had this idea of coloring this deck, but like, look at this King of Cups. This is such a cool, see, look, there's your 8 of Cups with little cheeks showing. I just think it's so cute. It's really like whimsical and cheeky, and like just reminds me of being like a little bit, irreverent as a teenager and an adult. Like, it's cute. It just makes me feel, youthful, younger than my age now, right? Not little kid, but more like teenager, young adult. So yeah, super cute. And it's the Medieval Mischief Tarot. Next, for our skincare, we have moisturizers. So I don't really go crazy moisturizing because, like I said, I have oily skin, so I I mean, I have combination skin, but like I can't go crazy moisturizing because it'll just make me too oily. And I have to, well, that's another story, like washing my hair every single day because I have an oily scalp as well. Anyway, but back to this bioma, I'm not sure which way you say it, if you say bioma or bioma. They have a couple different moisturizers to choose from. I like this one, the moisturizing gel cream. It's got green tea, it's got other stuff, but it feels good on the skin, and it really just like gets sucked right in there. So it doesn't really like kind of lay on my skin and make me feel oily or greasy at all. So I dig this one. And it's, you know, what I use after the toner, and before bed, every night. Or every night, most of the time when I'm after a work day and taking off makeup, this is the one that we use. Okay, let me show you the deck. So here we have for this prompt a moisturizer, a nourishing deck that hugs it all in. I like the way that Janaki phrased that. This is the Heart and Hands Tarot. It is mass market. It went from being indie to mass market, and oh my gosh, I love this deck. I haven't used it a lot, but I really love it. This is such I don't know, there's something about it, like I guess it's the Heart and Hands title there, that makes this deck just feel so inviting, and it feels like a really sweet and nurturing kind of deck. When I've used it, it has felt that way. It feels just like really enveloping, and it must be the hands. It's just like whenever the hands are there, it just feels really like, yeah, nurturing, and I like that about it. Like I said, I haven't used it a lot. Like looking at this right now makes me want to break it out and use it this month. Maybe I will. But the illustrations are just amazing. I really like it. Yeah, I especially like the hands, like where the hands happen to be in the particular card is just so cool. And I really like the take on the court cards in this deck as well. So yeah, that is the Heart and Hands Tarot, a nourishing deck that hugs it all in. Okay, the last category for skincare is sun protection, so SPF. And you would think that I would have a lot of this going around because I live in South Florida and the sun is out all the time. I was really, really bad at, wearing sun protection. And now I'm trying to be better about it. And for my kiddo as well. But these are the two. So we have, I'll show you because this is the same line that we've been talking about. This is the Bioma SPF 50 Ultralight Face Fluid. So this is what, and this is everyday wear. So like, my daughter actually has been putting this on every day. And yeah, really good stuff. And I do this one as well, but mostly I've been using this because it's a makeup primer as well. So it's the Suntouchables Whoa Glow from Elf Skin. And it's broad spectrum, so it's SPF 30, and it is sun protection and makeup primer, so it's a little bit like glittery when you put it on, and so it's a really good like kind of, before you put the makeup on, it gives you a little bit of a glow as well as protecting your skin. So I've been really enjoying this. Another recommendation from my sister, like all of this stuff is, except for the typology that I happened to find on my own. But my sister recommended this for us and also for the kiddo, because it also can act a little bit as like a spot touch kind of concealer for acne, because she has such like little, it's not like bad right now, just sort of like little pimples kind of thing. Anyway, so that's the Elf Skin Whoa Glow. Okay, so the last deck prompt is a protective deck that helps deflect away bad energy. So I have the Mystique of Magdalene Oracle. I feel like I've shown this deck so many times. I could have also grabbed the Pegasus Oracle, which I just showed recently though, as like, my kind of protector. But the Magdalene is, I work with Mary Magdalene, and this is a deck that I use consistently. It is, oops, that must have been the very last, card that was probably the very last card that I just picked. So these are the backs. I've edged mine in red. Again, another mass market deck. I love this artist and creator. I don't know if she's the artist and creator. Maybe. Cheryl Yambach Rose. I like her other decks as well, but this is, definitely my favorite. And I do get into the guidebook a little, but this is much more like an intuitive kind of deck for me. I really love everything about it. I just love it. Desert Rose, True Love, Cannot Hide. The Mary Magdalene is, a energy that I work with, an energy that feels like very protective, and very connected to me. So my name, Marlene, is derived from the name Magdalene. I feel super connected, very, I guess, and I don't know, I go back and forth with like the motherly, nurturing kind of feel, but it's more like an identity thing, or like a, I don't know how to explain it. I guess that'll be a video for another time where I explain like my work with the Magdalene. I feel like I have said that before because I've tried to think about how I can explain it, and it's just really personal and hard to explain. But yeah, the mystique of Magdalene Oracle is definitely a protective deck. Okay, that's it, friends. That is my tarot skincare routine. This was super fun. Thanks to Joniki for creating this tag. I really enjoyed making it. I really enjoyed watching everybody else's. I'm gonna continue looking for more out there. And thank you guys all so much for sticking with me. I hope that you enjoyed this, and I hope that you all have a beautiful, wonderful day. Bye.